So here are the reasons why people are leaving the UK. Today I will be giving you 5 reasons amongst others why people are leaving the UK as we speak. The first reason will be the quality of life. I know you're asking yourself, what is she talking about? The quality of life in the UK is not as most people think. I will narrow this down to Nigeria because I'm from Nigeria and I live in Nigeria at the moment. I know most Nigerians will not agree with this, but trust me, the quality of life in England, where I lived, is not as fantastic as you would think. So many people struggle with their mental health, including myself. So many factors can cause this. The high cost of living is one. The taxation system is another thing. The weather, the social life, you name it. I know they say when you go to Rome, you behave like the Romans. But my experience and many other people's experiences are basically the same. Let me talk about the weather. In one day, you can have winter, summer, spring, and autumn. Like 1 minute is raining, the next it's sunny. You can't really plan when it comes to, having people around or hosting people. In fact, the social life is nothing to write home about. And I know I speak for so many Nigerians in the diaspora. All you basically do is to go to work, maybe go for shopping, your grocery shopping, and if you're a Christian, you go to church, or if you're a Muslim, you go to mosque, and you come back. This can be frustrating. I remember years ago when I moved to join my husband in the UK. My husband was in the army at the time. We lived in a military barrack. So I remember those times. I've not made friends, I've not really gone out that much. Like you have it here in Nigeria, like when you're in your house, you just open the window or look from the balcony or you come out from your compound. You'll see people going about their businesses, but they will have that time, to look at you, to smile, to say hello, to say good morning, to say good afternoon. Like it has that human feel to it. So I remember that I would just, open the curtains from my windows, open the curtain and look through the window to see if I will see anyone or even cars. Each time I do that, there's no soul walking past, like no soul walking by. Even if you happen to be going out, everybody's just minding their business. And if anybody's kind enough to, smile at you, and you can just see almost immediately that smile just fades. And I ask myself, what is going on? I know when I mentioned the weather, it might sound so trivial, but trust me, the weather has a way of, affecting your mood. And when you're not happy, when you're feeling bored, when you're not feeling motivated, when you're feeling tired, you're not getting the vibe generally, you just find yourself looking all miserable and feeling sorry for yourself. And most times, people actually go into depression. They affect people's mental health. People actually travel out, people go out of the UK to enjoy their time, enjoy their money, and just, relax and enjoy the sunshine. So weather can have a way of playing with your overall mood, which can actually affect your mental health. Another reason is the cost of living. It is getting worse by the day. The ongoing cost of living crisis is affecting so many people in the UK, and it is driven by the rampant inflation, and it is still one of the main concerns for most people in the UK. I know the minimum wage has just been increased again. Just like the name, is that amount of money that you can basically survive on, it's just that amount that you can basically live on. People are even struggling to even have those basic needs because of the amounts they earn every month. The minimum wage at the moment is £11.44. So you're spending the pounds in the UK, and most times this money does not really take you far in the month. For a Nigerian, when you calculate this, it's like a lot of money at the end of the month. But by the time you take out your rent, pay your bills, your light bill, your water bill, food, groceries, insurance, car insurance, and other bills I can't remember at the moment. By the time you take all this out, you'll be left with little or nothing to take care of yourself. There's more to life than having your salary just able to meet your basic needs. I'm not saying you should live above your means, but there's more to life than just, having this money at the end of the month and you just pay your bills and that's it. There's nothing to save for rainy days, there's nothing to use for holiday, there's nothing to use to enjoy other beautiful things that life has to offer. And for some people that work remotely or that have businesses in the UK, they can actually afford to, relocate. I'm not saying those are the only people that can relocate, but it's easier. You have a remote job or you've got your businesses running even without you there. Just do the math, it's a no-brainer. Even if you just earn the minimum wage in the UK, it can go a long way in a country like Nigeria. It can go a long way in most countries. But this time I will narrow it down to Nigeria. If you're earning just the minimum wage somehow through your remote working, what is the point? You're walking like an elephant and you're living like a rat. Like, it doesn't make sense. You see that when you change the pounds into naira, it can go a long way. You can do more with the minimum wage if you live in a country like Nigeria. So these are the reasons why people are, thinking this whole thing through. People are sitting down. People are actually, checking these things and finding ways to live happy and do well for themselves. Another reason for most families this time is the education. Yeah, I know you will say, what is she talking about again? Yeah, can you compare the Western education to what we have here? I think the educational system in the world, especially in the UK, does not really prepare the children to face life. The educational system is run in a way to make you feel almost helpless as a parent. It's like the state has ownership, like complete ownership of your children. They fill their heads with so many information that are not age appropriate. They're confused with all this information, and this can actually lead them to, losing their identity. They absorb all these things and they grow with it into their things, and they are doing things, they're exploring because of what they've seen, what they've heard. They will explore, and most of them get into trouble. It can affect their relationship with their parents, it can affect their relationship with their peers. This is not just me saying it, the statistics are there. School children as young as 8 years old are suffering from mental health issue. The pressure from the school, they learn all these things in school that cannot serve them practically, like in the real life. So they are being bombarded with all this information. And yeah, when this happens, it just affects everything. Attitude towards learning is not encouraging at all. And this is due to the learning environment. There's no respect for the teachers. Children are just misbehaving, especially in secondary schools. Children are just misbehaving. They talk to the teachers anyhow. Some of them go to the extent of, hitting the teacher and just say nasty words to the teachers. The amount of violence from students to teachers is scary. Most parents, including myself, do not want to expose their children to such things. I would like my child to learn at their own pace. I would like my child to learn what they are supposed to learn. I would like my child to learn life skills. I would like my child to learn what will help them in the real world. People are actually rethinking this whole thing, and they're actually saying no, and they're realizing that it's not serving them well, and they're looking elsewhere. Like most of you know, I left the UK almost 2 years ago, and I'm here in Nigeria, and I'm really loving it. Really happy to see how well my children are doing. They're thriving, they're happy. I'm so happy as a parent that I'm able to give them this lifestyle. I'm able to, show them the other side of their identity. It's one of the best decisions I made. Another one is the government regulations and policies when it comes to small businesses. It's not just viable. It's not sustainable. Businesses, especially small businesses, when it comes to having the manpower in place to be able to get the production or to be able to get the business going. Yeah, but I don't blame people. Why would somebody want to work when at the end of the day, if you don't work, they get paid at the end of the month? Why would somebody want to work when at the end of the day, they use the most chunk of the money for childcare? The welfare system favors people that don't work. Don't get me wrong, I know people don't work there are so many reasons why some people don't work. Most of them, like we know, can actually work, but they don't work just because they don't see the reason to work. So, and it's affecting businesses when it comes to staffing, recruiting, the retention. So most businesses are choosing to look elsewhere because the regulations and the policies are not favorable, especially to small businesses. Another reason people are leaving the UK is safety. Yeah, I know. The crime rates in the UK is rising every day. In Nigeria, you know where these things are happening. You just know those places. I'm not saying you know everything, like you know when bad things are going to happen. Everybody is security conscious. No matter where you live, no matter who you are, it is just there. You know to take care of yourself. You know to be very alert in your environment. In a place like the UK, I'll be using Leeds as an example. Leeds has the highest number of crime incidents per 1,000 people. And over 9,000 companies are targeted over the past year alone. Just think about the statistics. It's not looking good. In the past 12 months, the crime rate is increasing against businesses. It's 94% of these cases going unsolved. We see these things, especially on the news. You see people, they just go, or even a single person can just walk into a store, take whatever they want, and leave the store. Like, you can't really do anything to them. These crimes are happening every day, and most of them, 94%, goes unsolved. So tell me, how can business survive with all this? In a place like the UK, you don't even see these things coming. It happens when you least expect it, like randomly. You don't even know when it can happen. It can be in the mall when you're shopping, it can be in the church, it can be like literally, it can be in the bus, it can be anywhere. The uncertainty of this whole thing just makes me scared. Like, I get so worried. This scares me as a mom. My child enters the bus to go to school, I worry as a parent because I'm thinking about, oh, I hope she's safe. Sometimes this crime is pair on pair, like it happens amongst them. The funding for the police is not even helping. We have more crimes than we have the policing structure in place. It's not looking well at all. Earlier this month, a man just went about with a sword, injuring people, stabbing people, and a schoolboy was killed in the process. He was just going to school. What's wrong has he done? He was just going to school, and that happened. In the morning that looks like every other morning. It's not as great as it used to be. These are the reasons I can think of for now. I'll be sharing more of my experiences. I'll be doing more videos about my life in the UK, my experience in the UK, and comparing it now that I live in Nigeria. I'll be doing more videos like that. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Until I come your way again next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.